I am Shannon Holloway. I come to you as a parent, as an employee, and as a city taxpayer. I'm very invested in this. I've got 3 levels of reasons why I'm here. I've taught in the Covington City Schools for 12 years, and this has weighed heavily on my heart, and I felt like this is something I needed to do. My heart was telling me one thing, my head was telling me another, because I didn't want to be on the video, but alright, my first concern is this is too fast. I know they say right now we should only be worried about the salaries, government, and finance, but isn't the school system way more than that? Our school should be about our children. That should be our first priority. That to me should be the first thing we're worried about. Our kids' future. They are trusting us with their future and their education. Was that mentioned in any of those 3 things I just said? No, not at all. Our kids. Let's discuss our kids for a minute. I have a child who is a junior at Covington High School. This is going to affect her senior year. I cannot tell you how many times she has come home and cried because she doesn't know what's going to happen. I know that, have we asked our kids that? I know Erica's been in the school system. I know as a parent, I've asked a few, like, my child plays volleyball. My child's in the flag corps. Like, I'm invested in many programs down there, and most of them know. They don't want this. I think they have a right to say also, as students, how they feel about it. Our mission statement says that we are to learn in a positive learning environment. Do you really think this is going to happen in the first couple of years? Honestly, I don't think so. Students are going to be redistricted, maybe moved to new schools. Teachers are going to be moved all around. And if we do quick changes like this, it's going to be even more traumatic for our kids. It's going to have morale from teachers all the way down. Another thing, as a teacher, what about curriculum? The state mandates our SOLs and our curriculum framework, but what about the curriculum we teach? I want to know what kind of curriculum my kids are going to be taught, as well as what I'm going to teach the future of the Covington City Public Schools. Are there going to be new pacing? There's going to have to be new pacing guides written, possible new adoption of reading, science, social studies, math series, and we all know adoption of new series are in the thousands of dollars. Who's going to write all of this? Who's going to pick out the new curriculums? Who's going to decide what curriculum we go with? And where's all the money for that going to come from? One thing that really gets me, and this is where I'm going to cry, so I'm sorry. My youngest child struggled in school. I've got an older kid, makes straight A's. She's your athlete, she's out there. My youngest kid is not. She has ADD, and we're currently going through testing to see what's wrong with her. Allegheny's got this new tech stuff where there's 40 and 50 kids in a room learning 2 subjects. My child's gonna bomb. My child's gonna be, she's going in the 8th grade next year. Right now, 18-20, she's getting what she needs, and the school system has really got behind me in the last couple of weeks, and they're helping her. I just don't want someone like that. That's the teacher in me too. I don't want these kids that struggle to be put in these big classrooms and trying to learn 2 things at a time. My child will never learn that. They say we can have more classes. I also have another job where I talk to some children that were in the other school system. One took PE online, and she's sitting in a library for the rest of the semester on her phone because PE was done in 2 weeks. Another one's taking ceramics. I'm like, I don't see that here. We have enough stuff that all of our kids are engaged from the time they walk in that door to the time they leave. Another thing for me too is these kids that get free and reduced lunch. Free lunch. Right now, all of our schools have free lunch. If we combine, are our kids going to lose that? Like, that's something I want to look at. Like, I know we have some students that need it. That's their only 2 meals of the day. If they even go to reduced lunch, are their parents going to be able to pay that? Probably not. Some of them probably not. And as a taxpayer, if we get this money and then in a couple years it's gone, you know where it's going to have to come from. We're going to have to pitch in pull out taxes. And just in closing, our mission statement right off of our board, it says, Covington City Public Schools is committed to shaping the future by ensuring each student is valued individual with unique characteristics and needs who can learn when actively engaged in positive environment of mutual respect where student learning is a priority. If you ask yourself this and what this committee has said so far, finance, government, and salaries to mean nothing to do with our children and their future, and they're learning nothing about our mission statement as a school system. I think this is about money and not our students. We as Covington City Public Schools should be about the students. I think it's too fast, too many big questions that will greatly affect Covington City students and are not being answered. And how do we in our heart say, let's go forward and hope that the next committee have our students and their needs in their best interest. But thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Shannon.
Thank you.
You did a really good job. You did a good job. Well, I know probably everybody wants to address some of the things that everybody said. First of all, me, you know, I know all of you. You know, my neighbors are here, my friends, people I went to school with, people I grew up with. You know, so coming from me, I'm hearing all your concerns, okay? I'm getting the letters, I'm getting the emails, I'm doing my best to respond. We as a board have been somewhat apart for the last month and a half or so. So we do plan on meeting and addressing a lot of those concerns, discussing them amongst ourselves, whether it's in small groups or as a board, or if we have an opportunity to do so. So I'm gonna make sure, I cannot speak for everyone, but I think we all are generally on the same page that we are gonna take all your concerns. We are gonna address them. We are gonna speak to the joint board members that will meet with the rest of that board and make sure that they have our best interest in mind. There are 4 entities involved in that board. So hopefully, representatives from our board get an opportunity to meet with representatives of other boards and councils so that we can take some of those concerns to them, because you know, you guys are here now, but those other board members or representatives from the other boards aren't, so they're not hearing them. Hopefully they get to watch and see, but it's our responsibility to present that to them, and we're going to make sure that that gets done. I am not just taking this as lightly, as some individuals, you know, have said that, you know, us as a board, we don't care because there will be a new board, you know, elected or created, and that we would just be out. So again, I can't reiterate enough that I'm hearing you. Okay, I understand you. I have the same concerns. The exact same concerns. So we will discuss them, we will present them, and we will report back to you as a board, and hopefully be able to move forward, and we'll see where we're going to go from there. I can't promise one way or the other because I'm not the sole vote or in control. So, but rest assured, you are being heard. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you coming and encourage you to continue to come, whether you are pro or against, or you just have a general concern. I want you to be heard.
And I would just say the same thing. We do hear you all. I know there's a lot of talk out there. I know I personally go to the school and I hear the concerns. We are concerned. And this is definitely something that we're not taking lightly. We hear, and I am so glad that you came out and stood and took a stand. And like Bert said, it's been about a month or so since we have gotten together. We have reports here of the survey. Tonight, I'm sitting eating my dinner, reading it, because I hear you. Our kids are our primary concern, along with our staff and faculty. So we do hear you. We have to meet. We have to iron out some things. I told some of the board members tonight, I haven't seen you in a while. Where you been? And because of laws and things like that, we cannot come to some of these meetings. That's the only reason we haven't been there. But we are going to come together, and we hear you, and we're going to do what's best for our school system. We hear all of you. I want you to rest tonight and say, hey, the board hears us, because we do. And we want a solid plan as well. Okay? I just want to thank you for coming out. Any of the other board members?
If Ms. Burns wants to speak when she gets here, we'll give her a few minutes if she still is here. If not, if she can.
She can come another time.
Yeah, she's more than welcome to come back anytime. So. Any other topics, or anybody else want to speak at this time?
Just thank you for allowing us the opportunity. And we really appreciate the kind of environment that we have here that allows us to stand up and express our personal views, because that's not possible in every work environment.
I agree.
And we recognize your generosity in that.
Thank you very much. You're very welcome.
And as Bert said, whether you're pro or con against it, just come. Because sometimes we don't think about certain things, and just standing there, you're like, oh, okay, let me write that down. So we'll be better prepared to make a decision. Again, thank all of you.